Hi everyone, I'm Shivam Salam, founder of OmniAI.club, and what you're about to see is Seminara, our webinar platform, and Aura, the host that runs these sessions for these attendees. I'm starting from the landing page to frame the problem we're solving. For teams that rely on webinars for sales, onboarding, or activation, the biggest constraint today is the human host. Basically, sessions don't scale and the consistency breaks, leading to audience tuning out and the host burning out. And Seminara removes that dependency by turning webinars into a system that can run 24/7. And based on the user, they can host multi-attendee sessions or isolated sessions. So I'm going to walk you through the entire platform and how it works. So I'm clicking get started and sign in with Google. So the first page we land on is the forking page. Here, people exploring the product or coming with an intent, they get to choose which intent they're here for. And this is kept so that no one is confused. Basically, most users will come with the intent to host, and attendees that come to this platform won't be usually landing on this page here because they would be directly taken to the attendee dashboard where we're going to next. So I'm choosing the attendee dashboard because we loop back to the host onboarding from the attendee dashboard itself. So here's the attendee dashboard. You can see there's a sessions list that gets populated when they choose to join or register for a session. They can directly enter a session code and click join, and they are given the option to run their own sessions, and that is what we're going to do now. So once I click on this, I'm taken back to the host onboarding, the exact page we would have landed if we clicked become a host. And here they are given an overview of the platform itself. Seminara is the intelligence and the context layer, and Aura is the delivery layer, the part that interacts with the attendees in real time in audio and text. And stuff like what the platform needs from the user, and even the workflow, like which is most important, which is testing before any sessions. Just like a user would, a brand owner, a business owner would train their host, a human host, by giving them enough context to run a session seamlessly. That is exactly how you would do with Seminara. It's just that you have to do it once. You give all this information, your business, your audience, your goals required for each session, and some platform information like we are safe, we don't share the data, and some things to keep in mind for the user. We are given an overview of the onboarding, and once I click get started, we'll land on the onboarding page. So we have three options to onboard: a PDF document option, a basic manual text setup option, and for users that are curious to see how Aura interacts in real time, a voice conversation option. But as a business owner, my favorite is the PDF or a document option because we get to give a lot of information in a few clicks. So basically, I'm going to onboard my own company here, and let's see. So it is gonna read my document, find out the important aspects, and create a profile for me. And both this document and this information that got extracted will be saved in the knowledge base. So you can see that we can edit whatever Seminara has extracted. We can add, we can delete, we can change the desired session outcomes, we can clarify here more stuff. But basically I'm going to continue, and the next step we arrive in is the Aura setup page. This is an interesting page because It is where you control your delivery agent, the agent that speaks and interacts with your attendees. So you can change the name of the host, choose different tones, a wide variety of energy levels, greeting styles, and even custom instructions. We have two robust voice providers where you can choose different personalities and voices, whether male or female. And once you to test how your options feel, you can click talk to your agent. A microphone request will show up, and you can interact with Aura and see how your settings make the agent perform. And now we're going to continue to the dashboard. It's a very simplistic and minimalistic dashboard. You have upcoming sessions and past sessions, and when you have live sessions running, it will show up as current sessions. So the interesting thing I want to show you here is the knowledge base. This is a very crucial part because it handles and stores all the context for your business and for your sessions. The onboarding document we uploaded is already here for review, and also the information it extracted ready for the agent to access. Even the profile it created for us, the information profile, is ready to be edited and updated and saved. And you have options, three options to give in more information, more documents. And I would encourage everyone to do that, because the more context Seminara and Aura has for your business, the better the sessions are, and the better they are at answering questions posed by the attendees. So we're going back to the dashboard. We have a simple global settings. You control your own profile. The logo that is here will show up in the sessions, so it is important to update this with your brand logo or the actual logo you want the sessions to be representing. Security and billing are also here. So now I'm going to walk you through the crucial stuff, which is creating a session, testing a session, and making a session live. So create a session. Let's name this session Omni AI for Northeast Indian investors. Why Northeast India is the next Silicon Valley of India. Or no, I like this stuff. Why the Far East of India is the next Silicon Valley. Yeah, this sounds much better. And I have a ready-made deck. Yeah, and you can schedule stuff. And I like stress testing products, so this deck itself has 19 pages. So yeah, we are going to see how it performs. So what it is basically doing is, yes, you can see on screen, it is reading the slides. It is going to save those slides to the knowledge base for future context, and then it is gonna, the intelligence layer is gonna come and analyze it, which is currently happening. And you can see the process of the session creation. We are now at analyze, then we will review, then we edit stuff we want to edit. If we don't want to edit, we skip and we go to the finalize. So in less than a minute, we will be on the review page. Very interesting thing about live session webinars, is that the market today has shifted. User behavior is shifted. People don't trust ads so much, and they would rather attend live sessions, ask their questions properly, clarify themselves, get informed, get accurate information so that they can make informed decisions. And the more logical a person is, the less they depend on a human agent to have to answer that, as long as the information is correct. So now we're on the review page. You can see it has come up with some talking points for each slide. Each slide. And also you can see we have 19 slide pages in total. Now if you're unhappy with this, One can click the edit outline button and add or delete these talking points. But for now I'm going to click continue, and we skip the edit and we come to the call to action page where we are finalizing what this session does. So yes, as mine is a investment pitch, I'm gonna keep it as schedule a call. I can give it my link here, which I am not gonna do now, and then I click continue to test mode. So once we do that, we're gonna end up in the session page. This is an inner session page. For all created sessions, you get to access a page like this where you have the session code, the attendee link. You can update this stuff. You can schedule a date if it needs to run on a specific time regularly. You can also go back to editing the outline, and any feedback you receive from these sessions will show up here. So now we'll be entering the test environment. The test environment has been meticulously designed because exactly how would you train your host and how you would test before they actually go live, right? You would have them present to you, you would give them feedback, they would take those feedback into account, improvise on the session, and actually do the presentation live. And this is exactly what this test mode is for. Once you click on uh, start presentation, Aura starts greeting the attendees and starts delivering. You can interrupt her or him and ask questions or give feedback while she's running a presentation. While she's presenting the slide in test mode, you can auto inject questions to simulate attendees. And attendees, you can ask questions here also by simulating an attendee, and you can see Aura answer. And now, one thing to clarify is we're on the trial plan. That means users are given 2 free sessions to test and go live. And you can see a timer here. This starts counting down once you click on the start presentation. Slides are controlled by Aura themselves, by Aura itself. After each page, it goes on to the next slide. If somebody asks a question related to a previous slide, Aura goes back to the previous slide and clarifies and answers the question. Aura also, you know, answers collective questions at once if there are a lot of repeated questions. And for specific questions, Aura can follow up after a session has ended. So this is how the test environment works. Now we're going to click on Go Live. Once I click on Go Live, it does a few things in the background, and then we'll be redirected to the dashboard. And you can see here, it is live. That means, and it is unscheduled. That means anybody can click on the share link or scan a QR code that you give them, and they can attend these sessions anytime they want, whether isolated or they join in as a group. But if you schedule it, it's gonna run at a specific time and of the day and a specific date that you set. And you can go back to the test mode from here, and you can view session analytics from here. And that's basically it. This is the entire platform. Maybe the last thing I can show you is how the live experience looks for an attendee. So the easiest thing for me to do now is take this session code and join this session from a guest account. So I'm gonna select, maybe I'll use this account and go to Seminara and sign up as an attendee and enter the test code, because that's the easiest way to do it for a user familiar with the platform. So I enter this code here and click on join, and the user enters the session. Once they click on join session, a floating bar will show up with options to interrupt, Aura and ask questions verbally. Also, if they don't want to interrupt her, they can just type the questions and Aura will answer it in the chat box. So this is how Seminara is designed at the moment with a specific use case in mind. And once the platform becomes very robust and scales with this use case, we have we believe that Aura can expand into much more uh, use cases for different stuff. You can already see that that session is showing up here, and yeah. So once again, if I click on it, I can go back and attend the session again. So this is how Seminara and Aura work at the moment. We don't depend on any uh, online meeting platforms. The goal here is to be as simple and efficient as possible, both in factors of network connection, speed, usability, and reliability. And if any of you are interested, you can reach out to me on X or LinkedIn. And thank you.